of you have owned pets. Why do you own pets? Let's start with you, Stephanie.
I love animals since I was very young. I realized that I was an animal lover, and I didn't have pets until I was older because I'm still living with my parents. Before I had dog and cats, I had 3 guinea pigs.
I've had pets since very young, and I think I've kept almost every legally allowed species. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, obviously, when I was younger, I wasn't, analyzing the reasons why I wanted to bring the animals home. I just kept pestering my parents, saying that I wanted a pet. Once that pet passes on, I wanted another one. I enjoyed being around animals, looking after them. But of course, my approach and thinking changed, through the years. Now I look at it more as what more I can do for the animal as opposed to just the animal, being a companion to me or being fun for me. I think, it's a mutually beneficial relationship.
Why not? Yeah, that's, like you just mentioned, I don't know the reason, but always have them, always around me. And it's why having friends or why having all other things, animal is part of this. And it's always been, and I miss it more because, again, in Singapore is a little bit of regulation with other animals than the normal pet. It's slightly more difficult due to space and but yeah, I think it's part of life. We did that 100 years ago, and now it's really part of our life, all of them.
Okay. And you've had some, you've had dogs and horses as pets, right?
Yeah, growing up.
How do you interact with them?
Oh, you have to, because I mean, when you have horses, when you go for a ride, you take your dogs with you, and the dogs they prepare the area for you, so they always run in front, and they really see if there is people. They prepare the road, and after when you park with the horse or you take some break, you're just down and you just sit with the dog. There is no people. I live in the mountain just outside of Jerusalem. So we always, growing up and until now, when I go and visit, we just take the horse, we go 1-2 days. The horse, maybe sometimes 2-3 dogs join the road. And it's really is a part of the lifestyle growing up.
Must be tough for you since you've been in Singapore for quite a few years now, to not have your horses for sure, but you can have dogs, but do you?
Now in Singapore, no. I stay by myself, and again, I don't think it's fair pre-COVID when you travel once a month for 1 week or twice a month sometimes, and just to even bring a dog sitter or to send a dog to a places, I don't think it's fair. I cannot explain him that I go to make money or I go to bring something or I give him some chocolate from the airport. So, but I had here a few years ago, but since I'm by myself, it's not easy. I always have the aid to take, especially this year, because you will say, hey, I'm here so long and so much, but we know hopefully it will pass, then the traveling will come back. But every year I travel back home 2-3 times. So when I go there, back with the horses, back with the dogs there.
Yeah. Do you think having a pet would have helped a lot of people during this COVID period?
100% yes, 100%. However, there is also the other side of this, because yes, dogs help you to go through the day or to end the day or to be with somebody that you can throw things on from your heart and never get judged by. But from the other side of it, sometimes, I mean, this year make a lot of people depressed. And when people depressed and sometimes they are not strong, I would not say mentally, but not strong emotionally, it's easy to put that on the pet and it's easy to put that on the dog, it's a bad thing. And I walk as much as I can in the parks here, and I see people, and you see a little bit with certain people, but majority, I think the pet, not just this year and not just due to COVID, pet is helping you be healthier, happier, and live longer. And it's not just me saying, it's research saying, and I can I can guarantee all this because I saw in my life, with old people, with young people, with sick people, with shy people, with close people, how the animal changed them. So I bigger believe in what the animal give us, as much as we think we give them by buy some food or give them some, they give much more, much more.
Much more. Okay. Jaipal, do you see that playing out in what's been happening at the SPCA during this COVID period?
Yeah, well, I'm in full agreement with Eli. Pets give us so much, and I think actually it's times like this, this year especially, I think some people have realized just how much pets can give us that companionship, and you can feel that void in our lives. So I think huge benefits from having pets in our life, and as I said as well, there have been studies that looking at things like blood pressure and other parameters. Pets shown to have benefits just beyond basic companionship.
In terms of COVID, right, and what it's done, how do the animals take to it?
I think my dog is very happy because he has this anxiety when he doesn't see me. And he follows me everywhere. And if I'm away, like I go downstairs for lunch and come back out within half an hour, then he'll be like, I didn't see you for 100 years. I'm so excited to see you. And he's constantly like this. So if things go back to normal, I think he'll be sad, maybe.
Yes, he will be.
Can dogs be trained to manage their own emotions, Eli?
Train, no, but get used to the situation, yes, because you spot on this. I mean, Stephanie, they're very happy we are all there at home. I mean, I also see some dogs that not to say not happy, but want their privacy when they used to, especially the oldest one. But it's gonna be a problem, not if, but when the things go back, and we need to be out of the house longer. Depends how the dog react to this, but they will bark longer, they will cry longer, they will maybe make a little bit more mess than normal. And I think it's very important, as any platform that I can say that to be patient because it's gonna happen. You are not there, then you are there for so long time, and it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks to build a routine for the dog to understand that this is the routine. And then you break the routine again, the behavior, he cannot understand. He don't read the news, he don't know the vaccine is out, and he don't know now we are going back to normal.
In a year filled with a lot of bad news, the good thing is that we have not seen an increase in abandonment due to COVID-related reasons. We do know people are struggling though. So, for example, when we launched our pet food support program, which SPCA launched a few months ago, to provide pet food to those who may be struggling to look after the animals they care for. I think it was 24 hours after launching, we had more than 300. And until now, I think the number is nearly 600 applications from people who are struggling. And we've been reading their stories, and they've been relating to us how they've been struggling. Some have lost their jobs. Some have had their income reduced because, for example, if they were freelancers or they were made to go on no, for example. So I think in that way, COVID has affected everyone, right? Especially economically. So of course, pet caregivers will be affected in that way as well, and that may cause some challenge, near-term challenges for them. There were many there who were related to how they were sharing the little food that they had for themselves. They were struggling themselves to feed their own families, and they were sharing that little food with their furry friends as well in their home with their pets. So very heartening to see, and I think the vast majority of people who live in Singapore are responsible, and at the slightest sign of trouble, they are not going to abandon their pets.
The important part, sorry to this for the book, is majority of the profit actually go for charity. So, and charities that helping dogs. Still looking for the right place where to donate and how to help, but we really want to direct, which I like what Dr. mentioned earlier, the 600 families that needed food, or we want to help in this area, because in the training and the book, I know will help to the people that love dogs. I'm 100% sure. If not, they can just on social media ask the question, we help. But with the money from the book, I want to help with either medical bills, food for the individuals. So this is what pushed the book to come alive. It's available in the Pet Lover Center shops all over Singapore, and in yesyoucantrain.com, available online also to buy it. Thank you.
You were mentioning earlier about fostering of pets. That was something that has been on the up as well, right, during COVID.
If you can remember, this wasn't very long ago. We were just going into, circuit breaker, the lockdown, Singapore's version of the lockdown. And coming into that period, adoptions had to be temporarily. It was not possible for people to meet each other. It was very difficult to do virtual adoptions at that time. So within a very short period of time, we managed to empty, I think, at least half the shelter through sending these animals into temporary homes, what we call foster care. So we're very grateful for the public who stepped up and provided support when we most needed it.
I personally not a big supporter of training the dog to stay on one leg and turn and do this and all. This for me, it's I would say unnecessary. But I think there is a basic command that is our obligation to train the dog, because we cannot assume that if we release him from the leash from some area, when we call him, he come because he like us or because he listened to us. We need to train the basic things to control, not to control, but to communicate better with the dog. It's coming back to these basic commands, to the come, sit, drop when he holds something. And drop is not just a toy that he plays. Sometimes he takes the shoes or he takes something in the house that we are not happy he take them. So other than running after him with a stick or getting upset or getting angry, we can simply train this command and we just say it and it drop, because they don't do things against us. They don't do things purposely. They are different than human. Human do things purposely. Animals, they don't. They maybe do things we are not happy, but I always go back to us. It's our fault because we didn't explain them what we are happy and what we are not happy with.
So, we fully would support compulsory, training for every pet. Actually, it's the human that requires the training, not the animal so much. Like I said, the big issue we have seen, over the years is, a lot of the cases that we encounter where something has gone wrong is because the human was just not aware. It's not their fault, they just were not aware about certain things to do with pet care, including behavior, which is a very challenging area. For sure, I think a lot more education can be done in this area. Ideally, like I said, before you bring the pet home. We have encountered people who try to toilet train their puppy, for example, after the animal goes home, and they, 1 month in, they're still using wrong techniques, so that it's not, what they're doing is not effective because the technique was just not the best one. So we advise, before you bring a pet home, find out what you need to know, and more training for everyone, the better.
I think Singapore, and to be fair, it's one of the places that I see people in general behave to the animal one of the best. And I've been in more than 70 countries and counting. And really in Singapore, again, every society there is always place to improve. But here what you see, the way sometimes it's frustrating that the over love or the over good behavior to the dog, that you've been in places that you see they don't even behave like that to the human.
I realized that the prices of pets has skyrocketed. Those pedigree, because I have friends working in the vet industry. She said that she came across a dog, a white Schnauzer, and they bought it for 15K. And Maltese is going for 8,000, a Corgi is 8,000, and they used to be 2,000-ish, 3,000, and now suddenly it's so high and people are actually buying them.
Are these imported?
Yes, some are imported, some are not. But their prices are about the same because everybody wants to make a profit. But what I worry about is when the pandemic and everything's back to normal, what will happen to these pets?
What do you reckon, Jaipal?
I'm not sure if you pay more means you're more likely to keep on to the pet in the long term. We unfortunately have many years now, and we're on the receiving end of picking up these abandoned pets or pets that people surrender sometimes when the novelty has worn off. sometimes because their life circumstances change and they don't want the pet in their life anymore. So I'm not sure if now someone pays 8,000 compared to what would have been 2,000. That might some may want to hold on to the pet despite the circumstances. Ultimately, the prices, those things don't bother us. For us, an animal's an animal. If you buy it for 10,000, or you buy it for 1,000, or you adopt it, pet is for life.